Welcome to the Deep Dive. We sift through sources and research to, well, bring you the core insights, all distilled down. Today we're plunging into a real monster of an album, one that still gets people talking. Meatloaf's 1977 classic, Bat Out of Hell. It gets called a masterpiece all the time, right?
Yeah.
So we're going to explore what made it tick and the unique vision behind it from Jim Steinman. Yeah, our mission today isn't just to, list the songs. We want to peel back the layers, figure out what makes it this full-throttle rock opera. How do they even pull that off? Steinman and Meatloaf creating this huge theatrical thing on vinyl, like a stage in your headphones.
It really is fascinating, like creative alchemy. We've been looking at this analysis, Bat Out of Hell, a rock opera deconstructed, and it nails the fusion. You've got Jim Steinman's songwriting, which is incredibly theatrical almost.
Wagnerian,
Wagnerian, you mean like a super dramatic epic scale.
Exactly. Big emotions, sweeping stories, kind of like classical opera with recurring musical ideas, these leitmotifs guiding you. He fused that with Meatloaf's voice, which was just volcanic, totally uninhibited.
Right.
And the result, like our source says, was like Springsteen on steroids, filtered through a Broadway fever dream.
Wow. Okay.
So we'll be kind of drawing on that breakdown and snippets from the album itself to really show you what makes it so special.
All right, let's dive right in. The album kicks off with the title track, Bat Out of Hell. Huge, 10 minutes long. You called it audacious before, like a motorcycle crashing through stained glass.
Yeah.
How does that opener just grab you and set the tone?
Well, it's an immediate statement, isn't it?
Yeah.
There's no easing in.
Yeah.
What's amazing is how Steinman uses that buildup, almost like a classical overture. You get that piano part first, sort of building tension.
Yeah, that arpeggio.
Right. It creates this anticipation before everything just explodes, the drums, the guitars. It really mimics that crash image. And Meatloaf starts kind of restrained. That just erupts. It's like Steinman's using classical structure, sonata form almost, but in a rock song, developing themes, weaving them in and out. So when you hear lines like, the sounds are screaming and the fires are way down the valley tonight.
Or that urgent bit, there's a killers on the bloodshot streets. It's not just words, it's scene setting, high stakes, pure opera drama right from the start.
Okay, so from that huge explosive start, we go to, you took the words right out of my mouth, hot summer night. And that one starts totally differently. It's got that spoken word duet at the beginning, very distinctive.
Oh, yeah.
It feels like pure campy theater almost, before it just bursts into this like euphoric song about teenage lust. How does that work? Making melodrama feel real.
That's pure Steinman genius, really. Making melodrama feel like gospel truth. That spoken bit, it's not just random chat. It's like this ritual, this intense Q&A.
On a hot summer night, would you offer your throat to the wolf with the red roses?
Exactly. Will he offer me his hunger? Yes.
Yeah.
Then does he love me? Yes. Yes. It sets up this primal, mythic tension. It's bold, starting a rock song with dialogue.
Yeah.
But it pulls you right into the characters' heads, and then the music hits, and Meatloaf delivers that line, "It must have been while you were kissing me, you took the words right out of my mouth." Suddenly that framed melodrama becomes this raw, relatable feeling. The theater just ramps up the emotion.
It's clever how he sets that up. Then, after all that energy, he flips it again. We go from that, hot summer night feeling to something much quieter, more fragile with Heaven Can Wait. It really shows another side, doesn't it? A tender ballad. How does Meatloaf manage that shift? He dials back the bombast so effectively.
He really does. It's proof of his incredible range, actually. In Heaven Can Wait, he steps away from the huge operatic power. You get this vulnerability, this human fragility. And the music gets sparser too, right? His voice carries the emotion. He's not belting it out. He's like pleading, yearning.
Right.
When he sings, "Heaven can wait, and a band of angels wrapped up in my heart will take me through the lonely night." You just feel that quiet desperation, that ache.
Yeah, through the cold of the day.
Exactly. And give me all of your dreams and let me go along on your way. I'm going to taste the paradise. It's this really heartfelt moment. It shows this soul under all the drama. Even in this huge story, there are these quiet, vulnerable spots.
And then, bam, right back into the swagger with all revved up with no place to go.
Yeah.
That one's a horns, attitude, and just frustration, right? Like a rock and roll tantrum. What makes it feel so restless?
Yeah, the title says it all, doesn't it? Musically, it's that driving beat, the relentless rhythm section. And those horns are so prominent, almost aggressive.
Yeah, they really punch through.
They totally underscore that agitated feeling. And Meatloaf's delivery is just on the edge. Like he could explode any second.
Right.
You can feel that manic energy, especially on lines like, I felt the fever with no place to go. It just nails that feeling of being young and full of energy you can't use.
Yeah.
And then the frustration is just laid bare. Maybe we can talk all night, but that ain't getting us nowhere. It's the sound of a fuse burning down.
Yeah.
So vivid.
Okay, next up is 2 out of 3 Ain't Bad. Probably the closest thing to a quote-unquote conventional hit on the album. But even here, Steinman flips the script on the love song, doesn't he? With that killer line.
Oh, yeah.
Brutal. I want you, I need you, but there ain't no way I'm ever gonna love you. How does Meatloaf sell that? It sounds like both a confession and a curse.
It's all in the delivery, the nuance. He puts this mix of vulnerability and just resignation into it. You feel his conflict. It is a confession. He's admitting this emotional block, this truth he can't get past.
Right.
But it's also a curse because it stops him having a full relationship. It's because of something that happened before.
He explains it.
Exactly. The full thing. I want you. I want you. I need you. I need you. There ain't no way I'm going to love you now. Then he gives a reason. There's only one girl that I will ever know. That was so many years ago. She never loved me back. That backstory, delivered with such pain, it leads to that resigned, almost bittersweet conclusion. 2 out of 3 ain't bad. It makes the rejection way more poignant. It's about old scars.
And then we get to the centerpiece for many people. Paradise by the Dashboard Light. This isn't just a song, it's like a mini musical. A whole story packed in there.
Absolutely.
You've got the baseball metaphors, the teenage desperation, that amazing duet with Ellen Foley that turns into this, like, battle of the sexes. It's ambitious, complex, unforgettable. How does it pack so much in?
It's just a masterclass in narrative songwriting, really. And theatrical pacing within a rock song. Steinman breaks it down into clear section, like scenes in a play.
Right, you can almost see it.
Yeah. You've got the start, setting the scene, the car, the freedom, then that famous baseball monologue by Phil Rizzuto, which is brilliant, right? It's literally baseball.
There's a real pressure cooker going here.
Yeah. Nice shot up the middle. This boy can really fly, but it's also totally a metaphor for, sex and performance anxiety. He's out. No way. Safe at second base. The tension's incredible. Then Ellen Foley comes in, and the whole dynamic shifts. It becomes this fiery duet, this actual negotiation.
Do you love me? Will you love me forever?
And he's just stalling, getting more desperate. Let me sleep on it, baby. Baby, let me sleep on it. It captures that youthful push and pull perfectly. The fear of commitment.
Yeah. What's it gonna be, boy? Yes or no?
Exactly. The way they spar vocally, the way the tension builds and resolves or doesn't, it feels like a whole drama condensed into 8 minutes.
And finally, closing a whole thing out, is For Crying Out Loud. This one feels different again, almost like a spiritual exorcism. Starts soft, builds to this massive, thunderous climax. It's such a release after everything else.
It's the perfect ending for that emotional journey, isn't it? Steinman's lyrics here are almost like devotional poetry. Stark contrast, deep longing.
I was lost till you were found.
I was cold and you were fire.
Yeah. And Meatloaf, again, just wrings every last drop of drama out of it. You hear him go from a whisper to this desperate cry. It's about salvation through love, but also the fear of losing it.
Right.
And that crescendo, oh, I know you belong inside my heart. Can't you see my head? Leave us bursting apart? It's so raw. Don't you hear me crying? Baby, don't go. How's that a no?
Yeah. He delivers it with such force, building to that final, powerful declaration. For crying out loud, you know I love you. It's this huge cathartic moment that just sums up all the passion of the album.
So looking back at the whole thing, the combination of Steinman's writing and Meatloaf's performance is just immense. Steinman's maximalism, right? He wasn't just writing songs, he was building these scenes, these moments.
Absolutely full-blown theater for your ears.
And Meatloaf didn't just sing them, he lived them. Like a method actor, but, a rock and roll with that incredible voice. What does that synergy tell us about why this album lasts?
It tells us it's more than just songs. It's an immersive experience. Steinman believed in the big story, the drama, the character arcs, and he designed the album so it really does turn your turntable or your streaming app now, I guess, into a stage.
Right.
It invites you into this huge operatic world, and Meatloaf just sells every single second of despair, passion, lust, longing. It goes beyond a normal album because it's meant to be experienced.
Yeah, absolutely. Well, that brings us toward the end of our deep dive into Bat Out of Hell. We hope walking through this rock opera with all its twists and turns and drama has maybe given you a fresh look at why it's still so powerful. It really is something else, what they achieved, pushing music and storytelling to the absolute limit.
Yeah, and maybe something to think about as you listen again, or for the first time. In today's world, entertainment is so visual, isn't it? Multi-platform, always trying to grab your eyes. So what is it about Bat Out of Hell, this purely audio, totally over-the-top rock opera? Why does it still feel so cinematic, so captivating, without a single image?
That's a great question.
What does that suggest about just the sheer power of sound and imagination and just fearless storytelling?
Something to definitely ponder.
Yeah.
Thank you for joining us on this deep dive.
Mhm.
Until next time.